Live from Johannesburg, this is Tonight with Jane Dutton.
She failed at the Water Ministry. Now, as head of communications, can Nomvula Makonyane drive the country onto the digital platform? South Africa is a victim of the United States' trade wars. What will Rob Davies do to make us relevant under Brexit? Zimbabwe is braced, as are we, to get the official results of the presidential elections. And we talk to a suicide survivor about what it's like to always live on the dark side. That's Tonight with Jane Dutton.
She's accused of bringing her former ministry to its knees. Now she's in charge of our migration to digital TV. So after missing the mark in her old job, how will Nomvula Makonyane move us into the digital age? That's my question for the Communications Minister. You can tweet her, yours on #TonightWithJaneDutton, and our phone lines are also open. But first tonight, in Zimbabwe, tensions continue to rise, and just under 2 hours from now, the results in the presidential election are expected to be finalized. Let's go straight to eNCA reporter Aldrin Sampear in Harare. What are the expectations from a timing point of view and how it's going to play out there, Aldrin?
I guess it all depends on who you speak to, Jane, about this evening's results and how they will play out. And if you speak to all political parties, especially the front runners, this is the MDC Alliance as well as ZANU-PF, they both believe that their presidential candidates will emerge victorious. The ZANU-PF earlier on at their press briefing saying that taking into consideration the results that they got from the National Assembly, which gave them about a 2/3 majority, they believe that the people of Zimbabwe may have expressed the same confidence, the same level of confidence in President Emmerson Mnangagwa that he will be elected, and this time around it will give him some leg to stand on because it would mean that he has been legitimately elected by the people of Zimbabwe. And then on the other side, you have Nelson Chamisa as well, a young political leader in this country who's vying for that top post. And remember that it has been quite a contentious race leading up to this moment where the results will finally be announced around about 10 o'clock.
Earlier today, there was a police briefing, rather dramatic announcements coming from there. Talk us through that.
Well, yes, there was the police briefing. At that police briefing, the police confirmed that 6 people have now been confirmed dead. They were killed yesterday during the riots that took place on the streets of Harare in the city center when the police decided to call in the army to reinforce the troops on the ground, and the police also indicating that the troops will remain in place. They've also indicated that there was a search warrant that they got to go and search the headquarters of the MDC Alliance, and when they got there they found about 18 people who were locked in the offices of the MDC Alliance. The Charity Charamba saying that they don't know why exactly those people were locked into those offices. But just take a quick listen to what Paul Mangwana had to say about these election results that will be announced and how he has called on the people of Zimbabwe to remain peaceful.
We wish that all Zimbabweans remain calm, allow ZEC to do its work. Even when the results are announced, the calmness and political restraint and maturity shown by our party supporters should be maintained. We are also appealing to those who belong to the other political parties that Zimbabwe comes first. No life should be lost in the pursuit of political agendas. We need each other. We need to maintain peace. This is our country. We do not have any other home. We must treat each other as family members. Political contestations will always come. Let this year be recorded as historic in terms of how we as Zimbabweans are able to live together, notwithstanding our political differences on political organizations to which we belong.
Now, we know that the military has been on the roads. Also, the police have been talking out about what's been going on. Sorry, Aldrin, I'll come to you in a minute. Let's just dip into what they had to say a little earlier on.
We deeply express our condolences as the Zimbabwe Republic Police. 14 people were also injured during the skirmishes, and some of them are admitted at local hospitals. We believe there could be others who were injured, but they have not reported. If there are any, they can also report. A total of 22 shops were damaged in Harare during the skirmishes, whilst 8 vehicles, which were in the central business district, were damaged. They had their windscreens, windows, headlights, and tail lights shattered.
Aldrin, with all of that, those developments there, I mean, you can feel the tension from here as people wait for the results. What is the feeling there, though? Are people nervous? Do they feel excited? Do they just want it to come to an end now?
Well, it is a bit eerie walking through the streets of the CBD and driving through the streets of the CBD. It does not resemble the CBD. It's not as busy as it usually is, taking into consideration that this is the most busy city in Zimbabwe. But this time around, not the case because of the various police officers as well as the army patrolling the streets of Zimbabwe. And in that press briefing, Charity Charamba did indicate that the Zimbabwean Defence Force will remain on the ground and the police will remain in the ground. I just quickly want to bring in someone here to this conversation that we're having here, which has been a conversation that has been going on for a while now, and this is Prophet Chembe. And this is about the issue around peace and how to ensure that Zimbabwe remains calm even after that announcement at 10 o'clock.
Yes, I strongly believe everything upon the earth, always it comes from God. So no matter what, our voice cannot speak more than God. The man that God has chosen is the man that we shall receive. So whatever that is going to happen, elections, what we can do, what we can vote for, it doesn't speak louder than the person who God has anointed. So we are a Christian believing nation, and we strongly believe that the leader that God is going to give us is coming directly from God, no matter what people can think about.
What does the clergy make of this anxiety that the country is currently facing, especially after yesterday's violence and now confirmation that 6 people have been killed?
This is something new in Zimbabwe, and I strongly believe every time when something good is about to come, there are a lot of disturbances that arise. We strongly believe because of where God wants to take our nation, because of where God wants to put Zimbabwe, there are some challenges and battles that arise just to make the name dead outside. But generally on the ground, as you can see, things have changed. There's a total difference between what happened yesterday and today. Things have changed, things are calm, and we've gone back to the real Zimbabwe that we know about. And don't forget, we are a praying, believing nation. We believe more in God, and we are praying for the peace of our nation.
Well, thank you so much. There you have it from the prophet, man of the cloth, indicating that peace is in Zimbabwe as it stands. It is calm, but it's not a calm as a choice that the people of Zimbabwe has taken. It's calm because also the police as well as the defense force are patrolling the streets of Zimbabwe. And I guess after the news that 6 people have been killed, most people who would be trying to protest after the announcement of the results will feel a bit scared, considering that there is a possibility that the army could again unleash live ammunition.
All right, Aldrin, let's leave it there, but we're coming back to you again in an hour's time when we begin our special rolling coverage from Zimbabwe. Shahan will join me at 9 as the countdown to those results continue, and hopefully they'll be announced, and we'll be having coverage all night long and all day tomorrow here on eNCA. Now, can she deliver? Communications Minister Nomvula Mokonyane has been tasked to deliver us digital TV, but after ministers before her made so many missteps, what's her plan? I'll ask her next.